If they only knew the truth.
Can you tell me how an abortion is performed at any stage? Like what all goes into the procedure?
No, because I've never done it, so I can't tell you how they do it or how they go about doing it at all.
In one word, can you tell me the reaction to that video?
Mortified.
This video is brought to you by The Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store. Get the merch link in the description section. Ladies and gentlemen, get the book. Get the book. If you've been waiting to get the book, it's on discount. And we also offer you 20% off. So 20% off a $25 signed book, you're getting a great deal. 20% off a $15 regular book, you're getting a tremendous deal. And if you have the signed copy, not the regular copy, if you buy the signed copy and you would like for me to make it out to somebody, put the text in the notes section when you buy the product, and I'll write something in it for you, just for the holiday season. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a bunch of new products that have been launched. Here's the coming soon section. All you got to do is find the sections. You can find them all up here at the top. Book, drinkware, coming soon, clearance rack. I think we sold out our clearance rack. We got all these on clearance rack. These are $5 shirts, $10 hoodies, and $10 for the hats and flags. So these are a few things that we have left on a clearance. We add stuff in here all the time. So if you want some clearance items, the money's acting funny, change a little strange, this is where you get it at. If you want to track your order, you click track order right there, put your order number and your email in, and we will get that to you as soon as possible. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live, make a video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment on the video. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, I was very impressed when I saw this video, because I honestly believe if people knew the truth about the you know what word up there, y'all see the word up there, if people knew the truth about what happens in this process, I would argue that 70% of women would change their minds on the way that they think. Now this lady is a little further off to the conservative side already, so her kind of coming across the finish line probably wasn't that shocking. But I think that when people understand what happens, they hear the science behind it, they watch a video of it happening, I would say 70% of women will change their minds on the way they think about the abortion. All right? Now, roll the clip because I want you to hear this, and this is a beautiful story. I almost teared up, but I'm a grown man. Men don't cry. Roll the clip.
So what do you think about abortion?
Well, in my opinion of abortions is that I don't believe in them, but everybody's body is their choice. But I don't consent, and I won't consent for it because I don't believe in it.
So you would consider yourself pro-choice?
Yes.
Okay. Would you be okay with restrictions during the 9 months of pregnancy, such as allowed only in the first 3 months or only first 6 months?
I would say if they want to get abortion, I would say up to the first 3 months that I think that it would be okay. But I think anything after 3 months, I don't think that they should.
Okay. Can you tell me how an abortion is performed at any stage? Like what all goes into the procedure?
No, because I've never done it, so I can't tell you how they do it or how they go about doing it at all.
In one word, can you tell me the reaction to that video?
Mortified.
Can you elaborate?
To actually look at that and to actually see how they does it and to see that it's actually a human being, a child that can't even protect itself or even say anything or scream or ask for help, that we are doing this to.
Did you learn anything new that you didn't know about abortion before?
Well, yeah, I actually learned how they do it, the process of it. It's like taking my grandbaby who's, 2 months and just killing her because I chose that that's part of life that I don't want anymore. So it's just hard to look at that.
Yeah. Who would you say needs to see this video?
Congress, the presidents. I think they need to see it. Yeah, actually,
absolutely.
Because I know majority of everyone has a grandchild or a child or have raised one, and they should be able to see that.
Would you say that your opinions changed now to when you said before, you know, only certain, if there's certain situations, would your opinion change?
I say that because I'm saying if a female was raped and she became pregnant and she chose not to keep that baby for those reasons, I can see that because it was through action or, you know, through no fault of her own.
Yeah.
But just to do it because you can and that you're able to do it, I would think it's a crime.
So a pro-life perspective on that for a woman who went through, you know, a horrendous situation like being taken advantage of, the pro-life perspective would be to recognize the humanity of the child that was conceived in rape. You know, when we're walking down the street, we can't tell if someone was conceived in rape, had two parents, you know, if they were conceived through IVF, we wouldn't know that, right?
Right.
And so telling someone, you know, just because the way you were conceived, you don't deserve to be here wouldn't be fair. We don't tell the woman that she has to parent. Actually, 70% of people who conceive through rape actually do parent, and, you know, that's her decision. But I would say, you know, the loving and pro-life perspective would be, you know, we're not going to make you be a mother. Absolutely not. We're not going to make you take care of this child. But ending that child's life, you know, would not be a loving option.
I agree. I truly agree.
Thank you. I like that video. It was longer than I thought it was, but I think that that's a good perception. You know, I had this conversation, and I said it at this meeting with people. Everybody in there was probably twice my age for the most part, and I felt like the room went quiet when I said it's wrong. It's like people were like, "Wow, he's saying this." And the thing is this. Everybody, like most people that you see is like that lady where they go, I wouldn't do it because I don't think it's right, but everybody else should have a choice, right? Everybody says that. But the problem is that when you take it and you put yourself in those shoes and you think about what's actually happening to the baby and you think about it, if that was your daughter, what advice would you give her? I always think about it like that. I say, well, her body, her choice. If that was my daughter, and she had gotten pregnant with some guy she didn't like, or whatever the case may be, my first thought wouldn't be, I want you to go through the trauma of being pregnant by somebody you don't like or whatever happened to you, if it was rape or whatever, or you just was messing around and you shouldn't, the shame of being pregnant and not wanting to be pregnant or not being married. Why would I want her to go through more trauma? Because when you have an abortion, the trauma doesn't stop. It's not like you go through and you have an abortion, you're like, oh my God, it's like it never happened. It's like, no, it's more trauma. The trauma of having to come out, the trauma of having to make the decision, and the trauma of what kind of surgery you're going to have, and the trauma of the aftermath. I don't understand why a person would want their daughter to go through that much trauma. We grown. You have a kid, we'll help you take care of your kid until you get on your feet. And then you can take care of your own child. And if you don't want the child, we can either keep the child, take care of it, or we can do adoption. But to go through trauma after trauma after trauma is not conducive for the young woman anyway. But they don't tell you that. That's why so many women are running around broken and insecure. And I'll say this. If a woman had to wear how many abortions she had on her forehead, how many abortions do you think women would have? How many? They're not proud of it. I don't know any rational woman that's proud of having abortions. On your resume, you should have to say how many abortions you had. I mean, women wouldn't even have abortions if they had to do that. Same thing if you had to put how many men you slept with on the forehead. How many times will women rack up that number on their forehead? Probably would be rarely. And I'm not saying that you need to demonize people, but I'm just saying, like, are you proud of what you did? No, you're not. So if it's something that you're not proud of doing, then why would you do it in the first place? I'd say, I promise, a woman would never regret having a child versus having an abortion in comparison. I think women would never regret having a child versus what ifs, what could have been. What if I would have just done this? Well, after you have the abortion and 5 years later, your life changed and everything is great. You meet the man of your life and you're like, I didn't even have to do that. My life got better and it would have been better and my child would have been 5 right now. All of these different things that could happen to you in life, you know, you may have an abortion and then you go down a rabbit hole and your life never turned out to be nothing. And that kid wasn't the problem. It was you. Anyway, I thought that was a good video. I thought some people would find value in that. See you on the next one, man. I'm out.